this time. Why you should buy? And they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago, it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
And welcome to Phil's Gang. Well, a lot to talk about today. First of all, let's go to the inflation. We have plenty of that. Now, today, we had the PCE. Now, the PCE met its own expectations. That's right, their own. Nobody sets their expectations except themselves. It's easy to meet expectations. So, the PCE rose 0.3% on the month. It rose 2.7% for the year. And everybody was happy. Market started to rally. But wait a minute. It's their own expectations. Bunch of crap. But soon, everybody's attention switched to Dell. 19% drop. And also, CRM, or Salesforce. Their current quarter revenue guidance on Wednesday came in. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Also, volatility is in the market today as investors are also ending the month and are squaring away their positions. Oil started to rally, started to climb back. Oil went from $77.90 to $78.20 on the rumors that, OPEC is going to start cutting production. Don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. But it's interesting when you look at the current rally we're in. I'm talking about the rally from October 23. Or actually from the current rally from April 19th to May 31. 30% rally. That's right, April 19th. Now, this is one of the weakest rallies we've ever had. So how does it keep going up? Well, first of all, let's talk about this rally. It's going up, and even though on April 25th, the market dropped 500 points when we got a bad GDP number. But the market rallied again. And then it dropped 700 points on April 30th. Are you kidding? Because why? More inflation, wage inflation. But that didn't stop the market from going up. It continued to go up. Right to last Thursday. This is a joke. Last Thursday, May 23, the market drops 600 points on the Fed minutes. They read the Fed minutes, says, hey, there's more inflation. Oh my God, we're shocked. So how can you have a rally where you're dropping within a few weeks 500 points, 700 points, 600 points, and the rally keeps going up? It's full of contradictions. In fact, the truth is, the whole rally since January 2009 to where we are today is full of contradictions. Think about it. How can the market rally from January 2009 to January 2022, the S&P, 650%? Now remember, on zero rates. So, but yet, when they moved the rates up to 5%, starting from October 2022 to today, the market rallies 55% with rates at 5%. So wait a minute. So why in the hell did we have to have rates at zero, which plugged us full of inflation, creating all these problems? You talk about a rally full of contradictions. Just think about that for a moment. So from October 2022 to where we are today, the rates went from 4% to 5.3%. That's a 50% move. But wait a minute. I thought you had to have rates at zero in order to rally the market. You got to print all this money, remember? QE, they call it. You got to print all this money. For what? Well, you got to increase the money supply. Well, what are you going to do with the money supply? Well, you print all the money, and you increase the money supply. Now you got all this money, and you take money, and the first thing you do is the big banks go out and they buy treasuries for the Federal Reserve. Because remember, the Federal Reserve already dropped the rates from 5% to zero. Now they want to get the long-term rate, the rate that your mortgage is tied to, back down. So think about it. They print all this money. And again, remember, increasing the money supply does not increase inflation. What increases inflation is the printing of all this money. Remember, we printed $14 trillion. So we took the $14 trillion and we go in, and after the Fed dropped its rates from 5% to zero, they go in and buy the treasuries so they could drop those rates down. So you're buying all these treasuries to drop the rates down. Then you take that money and you put it into the banks. And then the banks take the money and they gave it to CEOs of companies. And remember what the lie was. QE. This is going to help the working folks on Main Street. Not to worry. This is QE. All this money is going to dribble down to Main Street. That was a lie in the beginning. Remember, QE was never designed to help Main Street. They've been lying about that for what, 15 years? Remember what QE is. You're printing money to give to the banks take the money, give it to the CEOs. And by the way, Obama administration made sure none of that money went to the folks. When they gave all this money to the banks, they made sure the money went to the CEOs, but not help the guy who's losing his house, not help the little business on Main Street who's losing his business. All that money, again, went to CEOs of companies, so what could they do? Purchase their own shares so they have less shares outstanding, which automatically pushes up their stock price without having to have profits or anything else, which used to be a crime. So QE, understand where we are today. We're in a mess today, huge mess today. They don't know how to get us out because what they did to us was a crime. What Obama, Biden, Bernanke did was a crime. QE was never designed to help Main Street working class. QE targets only the very, very wealthy, the asset class. Just them. Why? Because they want inflation. They want inflation. The asset class, the wealthy, because why? They have artwork, unique real estate holdings, agriculture, timberland, vineyards, rare metals, large stock portfolios. So this was all BS. They're going to help us. They're going to help Main Street. No, they didn't. So QE under Obama and Biden Bernanke administration was never put in place to help Main Street. It was put in place to recover the losses for the very wealthy on Wall Street. Not just the 1%. We're talking about the 1/100 of 1%. This was an entire scam. See, the truth is, QE was put in place for the purpose to refloat the economy after the crash. I'll talk more about that and stocks when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
As the new year approaches, make a resolution to challenge yourself to become the best investor you can be. Phil Grande can take your trading to a whole new level. Innovative stock market investing tools and the experience of over 50 years combined to give you the edge in controlling your financial future. As a Phil's Gang member, you're taught the essential strategies of investing using stock charts, training videos, and seminars. It's information Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, the current rally that we're in, the one that started, I'm talking about the one that started on April 19th and ended on May 22nd or May 23rd, when they came out with the Fed minutes and said, oh my God, inflation's still going up. They can't get inflation out of the system because of QE. They put all this money in. And then what made the inflation worse is when Biden got into office, remember, they increased $14 trillion. When Biden got in, remember Trump, during the pandemic, he put in $4 trillion on top of that. And then Biden comes in and puts in another $2 trillion with the phony American, what is it called? The American Rescue Act. That's it, thank you. American Rescue Act. These guys don't care about inflation because they get rich. And remember, when Obama ran for office, he was lying to us saying, we're going to get rid of all these people that hurt you. And we're going to rein in Wall Street. He didn't want that. Remember, he brought the same crooks, Robert Rubin, Hank Paulson, Tim Geithner, Larry Summers, who were responsible for the housing crash. He put them into the White House on his team. Why? To refloat the market. Why? Because Obama, while he was lying when he was running and saying, I'm going to rein in Wall Street, we're going to hold responsible those very people who screwed you, Rubin, Paulson, Geithner, and Summers, he immediately hires them for his White House economic team to refloat the market. The deal was this. Those were the biggest money bundlers, Wall Street. That's the money that got him in office. He had no choice. He had to bring them in. But the reason they came in, they had a mission. Because the very wealthy lost a ton of money. If Main Street lost $8 trillion, the very, very wealthy lost like $32 trillion. So they wanted to refloat the economy immediately to boost the income of the wealthy, the very people who were the money bundlers that put Obama, Biden in office. That was the whole purpose of QE. QE is not. As a matter of fact, QE has never been designed to help the working class. It's always to make more wealth for the very wealthy. Because what does the wealthy have? Assets. And when you have tremendous inflation, your asset, the value of your assets go up. In fact, Bernanke, when he was doing this, he wrote a paper about how QE doesn't work. Greenspan, when he was a kid, Greenspan asked him to write a paper about QE, and it pointed out it doesn't work. It doesn't help anybody on Main Street. It helps the wealthy because it's all inflationary, and that's what they want. And the biggest inflation is in the stock market with QE. You just keep on buying your own shares, pushing up the stocks, buy your own shares. So they came in to refloat the economy to boost the income of the wealthy, not Main Street. And that's what you're seeing today. So they tell you today, oh, everything's fine, everything's wonderful, don't worry about it. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? The market right now has petered out. So understand, they're going to do everything they can to maintain the 50-day moving average. They don't want the stocks to drop below 520. It's just a little bit underneath the 50-day moving average. They're going to try to build a platform between 520 and last Thursday's high of 533. So this market should start consolidating, going sideways. Then they're going to try to break this market out and head towards 540. So there's one more last rally that's in their bag of tricks. One more rally. And we want that one more rally. Because when that one more rally fails, that's when you get a beautiful pullback in the market. You get a crash. Now, remember, Black Monday, we had a 20% crash. 1987, 2000, 70% crash, the dot-com bubble. 2008, subprime mortgage crash, 56% the market went down. So what do we have in common with that? I'll tell you. We are in what they call stage 3 pricing. Stage 3 pricing. Stage 3 pricing is dangerous because there's denial and complacency. Denial and complacency. 1987, Black Monday, right before that crash, we were in stage 3. 2000, the dot-com crash, right before the crash, we were in stage 3 pricing. Denial, complacency. 2008, subprime mortgage debacle, 56% crash. Right before that, stage 3 pricing. We're in stage 3 pricing right now. But we're hearing, oh no, it's different this time. The indices are very strong, led by the AI revolution, led by NVIDIA and about 20 other AI stocks. We're fine. Wait a minute, or not. In fact, the approximately 20 AI stocks have now been reduced to 3. And when we get back from the break, we're going to go over which 3. So we are in a very dangerous part of this market, stage 3. What they're going to do, what they need, one more rally. We'll talk about the volume problem next. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars, but I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro. Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, We recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back. Yeah. So, when after the crash in Obama-Biden-Bernanke administration came in, they immediately were obligated to refloat the economy. Immediately boost the income and wealth of the very wealthy. We're talking about Wall Street. We're talking about the people in Congress. We're talking about Pelosi. The money these people made during QE, especially the start of QE in Congress, was unbelievable. How is it that, I can't think of her name. She's been in California for years. She just died. What's her name, Steve? Feinstein left a $35 million house, paid for, no mortgage, on Lake Tahoe. Another $30 million house, paid for, Aspen. A $40 million house in Hawaii. What's the island out there? There's a little island, Kauai. A $22 million house in Aspen. Where do you think she made this money? She's one of the wealthy. When they reflowed this economy, she became a gazillionaire. So did Pelosi. She has vineyards. And when you have all this inflation, it helps the vineyards. It helps all these people. Remember, QE is extremely inflationary. When you print money to increase the supply, to give to the banks, to give to the CEOs, so they buy their own shares, so there's fewer shares and the stock goes up. Remember, there doesn't have to be any profits for stocks to go up. Isn't that awful? That's why it was a crime. And then during that time, remember, they weren't allowed. Banks could not use that money to help anybody except the wealthy. Now, here we are today. 2021, Biden gets elected. He puts in the American Rescue Plan. You talk about inflation. That's a socialist plan. And remember what they did with that. Remember how they gave everybody $1,400? Every person got $1,400. Your unemployment, you get $300 regular unemployment check. He boosted that by 300. I mean, the unemployment check was 300, but you got an additional 400, so you got 700 a week. And then you didn't have to pay your car payment, your house payment, all moratorium. Now, why did they do that? They did not want people to go back to work. Why? To create inflation. Why? Because remember, everybody's at home. So think about this. You are a shoe store. You sell shoes, $100 a pair. You got 1,000 pair. Now, COVID hits. Everybody's home. Savings go from 8 trillion to whatever the hell it was, 72 trillion. People are loaded with money. They're spending. So they go buy the shoes. Now there's only 500 pair, not 1,000. What do you think the store does with the remaining 500? They raise the prices. They have to. That's where inflation comes from. And then that inflation helps the stock market, helps the vineyard go up, Pelosi's vineyards go up in value. You see how it works? So one of the reasons why they didn't want people to go back to work is because the rich were getting richer. And they've been lying, especially Obama, to the people, telling them they're there to help them. No, they weren't. No. There's two things that happen with this increased money supply. It drives, first after they drive their own short-term rate, because remember, the Fed can set their rate wherever they want. So they can drop it from 5 to 0. But they can't do it with the long-term rate that takes care of the mortgages. That has to be done through buying treasuries. So they printed all this money to buy the treasury, drop the treasury yields down. Because remember, when you drop the treasury yields down and you drop the short-term, long-term rate down, the market goes up. And when all that money's distributed to banks to distribute to the companies at 0 rate, the problem is the companies spent like crazy. They went into debt like crazy. But guess what? Now they're screwed. They're not paying 1% anymore. They're paying 6 and 7%. That's why you're seeing few companies with good earnings. And listen to this. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. Listen to this.
Right now, we're in a good position because the labor market remains strong. And
the labor market. Oh, I'm so sick of hearing how the labor market's so strong. How can the labor market be strong? Look at the layoffs. Look at the layoffs. My God. Target. All the big box stores. What's the biggest one? Target. What's the other one? Costco. Walmart. They just laid off a whole bunch of people. Laying people off. Unbelievable. So, when you have a record 8 million people holding multiple jobs, that's not a strong labor market. It's not a strong economy. 8 million people have now got to work 2-3 jobs. And you see how great the economy is? Real, good, full-time paying jobs fell under Biden by 50%. That's a strong labor market? Real unemployment is 17%. Come on. So after they refloated the new economy, it was off to the races from 2009 to where we are today. But now, remember, the biggest driver of these stocks, okay, remember, you had just a handful of stocks, these AI stocks, but no more. No more. These stocks, you got right now on the AI stocks, NVIDIA is the only one now that's really driving this whole market. That's right, NVIDIA. Now you have robotics, PRCT, and we're in that one. I told them this morning when that makes a new high, I'm sorry, that one looks like it's going to be a nice short. So at the end, there was about 20 stocks besides NVIDIA that kept everything afloat. The market, no more. They're all collapsing. Here, look, just go down through them. You can see them. Look, NVIDIA is starting to back down now. Look at Apple. It's trying to break out. Look at, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's trying to break out to make a new high. It can't. Look at Microsoft. We shorted that one the other day. Look how it's tanking. Amazon. Look how that's tanking. Google, tanking. Meta, tanking. Tesla, tanking. Give me a break. Remember, these were the ones that were holding this whole market up. And then when the meeting came out, Fed meetings came out last Thursday, more inflation. Here's what they're doing. When you are in stage 3 pricing, there's denial. There's denial and complacency. They're denying low volume. They're ignoring low volume. Are you nuts? Low volume is a very, very reliable indicator. What does low volume indicate? And why is it so reliable? We'll talk about that in a moment. Join my gang. Free for 10 days. Check it out. philsgang.com. Don't forget, help St. Jude if you're making some money.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grande at philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, it's like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
When we look at the broad data, so far we still think the economy is growing.
Unbelievable. What they say, these people should be in jail. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So here we are. So, okay. So we've had this QE from 2009 to 2022. Destroyed Main Street. Because now, if you take that inflation and then the American Rescue Plan, which now we're paying dearly for. Remember, the American Rescue Plan was a large socialist plan. As they said, they wanted to make sure you stayed home so inflation would become higher. And how'd they get inflation higher? Keeping all the workers at home? Like I said, you have a shoe store, you have 1,000 shoes all the time, that's your inventory. Then it drops to 500. What do? You put the price up because you can't get shoes. Nobody's working at the factory. They're getting an extra $400 a week on top of the $300 a week. They're getting their $1,400. They don't have to pay their car payment, their student loan payment, their mortgage payment. But now we are paying dearly for the socialist program. And when they tried to tighten between January 22 and October 2022, they did the fastest tightening ever because they wanted to get inflation out of this economy. It didn't work. So they cut it back now from $95 billion a month to $25 billion. That's nothing. That's like give me an eyedropper and tell me to go down to the Atlantic Ocean. You want to get all the water out of the ocean. You want to see what's on the bottom. But they give you a little eyedropper. How stupid is that? So let's go back to the importance of part or stage 3 pricing. It's total denial. One of the most dangerous is they're ignoring volume, low volume. Low volume is a very, very reliable indicator. It's never wrong. It indicates lack of interest, especially on the part of the institutional buyer. They're not buying. That's why the volume in the S&P is no longer 75 million a day. It's like 35 million a day, 40 million a day. Inverted yield curve. You know, this is the funny thing. When I go on Instagram or YouTube, like YouTube, I have these longs and I have these little shorts. So when I talk about the market, oh my God, when I start even mentioning the market's going down, they get mad at me. The comments are brutal. It's like I'm insulting them. It's amazing. It's like you're insulting them because they get mad at you when you tell them the truth that the market might go down. They don't want to hear that because they take it as you're calling them stupid. Suck it up, man. The market's going to go down. Yeah, this market has been hanging on for 15 years. What, you think it's going to be another 15? It's over. The big stocks that held this market up are going down. Also, you tell them about the inverted yield curve. It's being ignored. So they're ignoring volume and then ignoring the inverted yield curve. Oh, don't forget it. Don't worry about the inverted yield curve. Don't have to worry about that anymore. They had a survey. 92% of investors they surveyed said, no longer do you have to worry about the inverted yield curve. It's not going to happen. And when I pointed out, what are you, nuts? I said to them. Since 1978, we've had 6 inverted yield curves, in which 3 inverted over 600 days. And a recession follows. So they're telling everybody, oh, don't worry about it anymore. We're over 600 days. We're short of a soft landing. What are you, nuts? Wrong. Soft landing's impossible. You know how they talk about soft landings every day, these people. It happens once in 70 years. They're talking about it like it's commonplace. Because the sun, the stars, the moon all have to line up perfectly. As in, interest rates need to be rising. At the same time, inflation needs to be declining. At the same time, economic GDP growth needs to be expanding. You never can get that combination. 15 years of QE. How do you get this inflation out? You don't. That's why we've done so well with gold. We're up about 15, 20% in gold mining stocks. Gold mining stocks. We also been shorting oil stocks. They've been doing well. Now, we've got to be careful now with oil, a little bit of the oil stocks, because they're floating out this rumor out there that they're going to cut production to try to get oil prices up. But that's all right. Our color-coded charts will tell us if we should get out of the position or not. That's what's nice about the color-coded chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, and it's always accurate. By the way, gold, I love. We're about 15, 20%. I'm talking about the miners. Silver, we're up big. I like silver, PAAS, the symbol, and it's ready to break out and run again. It's only $22. It's ready to break out again. Join our gang. It's free for 10 days. Our color-coded chart is never wrong. If it's ever wrong, it's because you're not reading it right. We'll help you with it. We have members that stay with us for years and years who will stay with us with the S&P. We're always in the S&P, the ETF. We're never out of it. We're either buying or we're shorting or we're neutral. So people will say, I don't have time, I don't have time. Well, if you don't have time, where when we say to you, buy the S&P, add to your position or short it, you don't have time? You don't have time. We alert you and say, okay, add to the S&P. You don't have time to put an order in to add to your position with your broker? Come on. But again, going back to when I go online on Instagram or on YouTube, oh my God. If I was talking like this, I'd get all kinds of hate mail. You're stupid. You're always wrong. You never been right. Even though right in front of them, I showed them Target, TGT. I showed them Target. I was explaining a Target. How Target was, we shorted it. We started to short it on April 19th. It was at around 167. And it broke down to, and we took our profit, it broke to 139. That was about that's about a 10%. And I'm saying we're shorting Target. We just started to short Target. And they're telling me, you've never been right. You've never been right. Because they're mad at me because I'm talking like this, that there's possibly a crash coming. It's like you're insulting their integrity. You're insulting them. So there's no way to get out of this inflation we're in. Joe Biden, when he did the American Rescue Plan, he destroyed this country. Putting on another $2 trillion on top of Trump's $4 trillion, on top of the $14 trillion, all to create inflation. So the senators, the representatives, all can get rich in Congress. Wall Street. And so just remember this. I'm running out of time. Remember this. Obama is to blame. When you go to the market and you see what food is, you're mad, or the gas station, you're mad, it's Obama. Because he sold us out. When Bush destroyed the housing market and people were losing their homes, remember what he did? He took those same people, Rubin, Paulson, Geithner, Summer, who was responsible for the housing crash, and he hired them for one reason only. To refloat another economy with quantitative easing, which he knew was no good, which he knew was all inflationary. So remember, the biggest driver of the stock market has been these big tech stocks. No more. No, it's over. It's just a matter of we're going to have one more rally off that. They're going to build the platform off the 50-day moving average to like take the market, shoot it up like a rocket. We're going to have one more big rally. We're going to catch that rally, and that's going to be the end of it. And then the market will crash. Join the gang, Phil's Gang. And remember, please help St. Jude. See you on the train.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.